Welcome to our deep dive, everyone. Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are strapping in for a really high-octane analysis of the harness racing at Jägersro.
We are, and the stakes couldn't be higher. There's a massive 48 million Swedish krona double jackpot on the line.
Wow. And what's so exciting is that our sources have delivered, well, a very clear consensus across these 8 races.
A very clear one. We know the favorites, but I think more importantly, we've really pinpointed those high-value squeller.
The long shots.
Exactly, those low-percentage long shots that can turn a good ticket into, an absolutely enormous payout.
That's the mission today. We're going to unpack that consensus for you, race by race, find the safe bets, find the volatile upsets. But first, we have to talk about the track itself.
Jägersro, it's notorious for its short stretch.
And that one detail changes everything, doesn't it?
It's everything. A short stretch just dramatically increases the value of getting to the front, of getting the spets.
The lead position.
Right. The stats don't lie. Jägersro has a huge percentage of wire-to-wire winners. If you're on the lead, you have a massive, massive advantage.
And then there's that other wrinkle, that unique structural piece at Jägersro, the Vinklad Starbilsvid.
Yeah, the angled starting gate wing. And it's fascinating how it changes the whole calculation for the drivers.
Because normally the outer lanes, like 7 and 8, they're
a huge disadvantage. But because that wing is angled, those horses on the outside get a slightly better line, a better angle into that first turn.
So it just kind of levels the playing field a little bit.
It mitigates the disadvantage just enough. It makes an aggressive start from the outside a real possibility, which is something you have to keep in mind all day.
Okay, let's jump in then. V85 won, the Sto Division. It's a 2,140-meter vault start, which means we've got 2 different tiers of horses.
Immediately a tricky race. And it's tricky because the best horses, the ones with the most class, are starting from that 20-meter handicap.
We're talking about #8 Princess of Divine and #10 Melby Legacy.
Exactly. And Melby Legacy, wow, she was just heroic last time.
She really was.
Swept the whole field despite a really tough trip. She's strong, she's fast, and everyone expects her to be even sharper with that race in her.
And Princess of Divine could do the work herself too, but they still have to catch that front group.
And that's where the Jägersro lead bias just screams at you. You have to look at #6, Run Like Brada.
Who has the solitary spring spore position?
Which is just massive. It gives her a totally free run out of the gate. She is the prime candidate to just bolt to the lead.
So if she gets an easy pace up front, she could steal it.
She becomes the horse to beat, for sure. It's a classic quality from behind versus speed in front scenario.
Okay, so for people looking to really boost the payout, where's the most interesting long shot here?
You have to look at the gear changes. The sources are all pointing to #2Kental, who's getting first-time Rick Tussar.
Okay, wait, hold on. For anyone who might not be tracking every single equipment change, can you remind us what Rick Tussar are and why that's such a big deal?
Of course. So Rick Tussar are basically pull cord earplugs. They keep the horse calm, focused, saving energy through the race.
Right.
But when the driver yanks that cord in the home stretch, the plugs pop out. The sudden noise is a huge, immediate wake-up call. It can give a horse a dramatic final burst of speed.
So it's a signal from the stable.
It's a huge signal. They're saying, this horse is ready for a big run. It makes Kental a very serious long shot threat.
That's great clarity. Let's move to V85 2, the Gould Division. The horse everyone's talking about is #8 A Fair Day. He just beat Francesco Zet.
I mean, that alone is incredible, but he drew post 8.
And that's the big puzzle.
Yeah.
Does his sheer class just overcome a bad draw, even at Jägersro?
The consensus says no, or at least not without a fight. He's a phenomenal starter, and the angled gate helps a little, but
It's still a long way over to the rail.
it can be so costly in energy to get the lead from there. If he burns too much fuel early, he's vulnerable, no matter who he beat last time.
So the smart play is to bet on a speed battle up front. Who benefits from that?
The sources point right to #3CaratRiver. He is blazing fast from the start, and he loves the lead.
And he's coming back fresh.
Yeah, he's been fixed up, which signals the stable thinks he's ready for a peak performance. A lot of people think he's the one who will get the lead, and if he does, he becomes a very tough horse to pass, a real lock.
And we also have to include #4 Global Edelon in that mix.
Absolutely. He's in top form, 2 straight wins. He can win from anywhere, not just the lead. He's a major threat.
So if they all go at it early.
And he's look for a closer. And #10Crown is the one. He's in great form and has a huge late kick. If the pace is suicidal, he'll be picking up the pieces at the end.
Okay. V85-3, Class 3. This one feels like a battle of raw talent versus tactics.
It is. You've got #1 Crudo Hill, a really talented 3-year-old, but he drew the rail post 1.
Which the sources are calling a fella a trap. Why is the rail a trap for an inexperienced horse?
Well, if you're not super quick out of the gate, you just get buried. Boxed in, you can't get out, you have nowhere to go until the stretch, and by then it's often too late.
And right next to him is a very fast starter.
Exactly. #2 Eye for an Eye Face is quick, and he's won both his races from the lead. He's a likely Spets horse, and if he gets it, Crudo Hill is in a world of trouble.
So if those two get tangled up, where's the value?
You look for the improvers. #3 Churchill Face is a great example. Jepson is driving, he's getting better with the barefoot setup, and trainers say he's definitely good enough for this class.
And he's a low percentage.
Great value. And don't sleep on #4 Mr. Smartface, who's a strong horse with good training reports, or the closer #10, who's funky if the pace melts down.
V85-4, Class 3. This looks really competitive. A tight trio at the top.
It really is. This is a race where you probably want to use a few horses. You've got #4 Las Vegas Sisu in top form, best chance to get the lead.
Then #3 Superstitious.
Who is unbeaten with Jepson driving. The talent is clearly there. 2 recent sprint wins show he's sharp.
And then there's the horse that might be the best of all of them. #8 Lane.
Yeah, Blix Lane is a perfect example of pure talent. He's been amazing since his break in castration, which can really turn a horse around.
But again, post 8.
That draw is just brutal. If he gets a bit of luck in the running, he probably wins.
Yeah.
But he's going to need that luck.
So with that uncertainty, what's the best long shot play?
The sources are really high on #7 Lion Maras. He's much better than he showed last time. He's fast. And at only 4%, he's a huge value pick.
And the foreign guest.
You can't ignore #6 to Rise. The Nimzik stable always sends live runners. Very interesting.
All right, now for the main event. V85-5, the Svensk Uppfödningslöpning. The biggest race for 2-year-olds, 800,000 SEK on the line.
This is where the whole day can swing. The risk reward is just off the charts.
And we have a monster favorite, #4 Reagan Boko, undefeated.
Undefeated in 3 starts, looks like a star. He's the given Tipsetta, the obvious pick. And he's over 50% in the betting.
51%. That sounds like a sure thing. But the sources are all saying be careful. Why guard a favorite that dominant?
2 words. 2-year-olds. They're just so volatile. Their form can swing wildly. They're inexperienced. The pressure of a final can get to them.
So even though Reagan Boko should win,
You just can't bank on it. Not when the payout for an upset could be so enormous. This is where you can make your day.
so where's the sharpest place to look for that upset?
The insider pick is #6 Pure Games. He finished really well last time, even though he was coming off an illness. The stable is planning some key balance and gear changes just for this race.
That's a huge tell.
Huge. And he's at a tiny percentage. Also, look at #71 Express, who has a lot of talent and was sick before his last race. He should be much better now.
And the horse most likely to be on the front end.
That's #1 Tanjatuma. She's very fast, likely leader, and she's getting a Rakuva for the first time.
Okay, so we had Raktusa earlier. How is a Rakuva different?
It's a similar principle. The Riktuser are earplugs. A Rikuva is more like a hood that covers the ears, sometimes with blinds over the eyes. You pull it in the stretch.
Same shock effect for a final burst of speed.
Exactly. It just signals the stable is pulling out all the stops for the big one.
All right, let's get to the potential bankers. V85-6, the Diamond Stoad. This one feels like a consensus single, a speak.
This is it. All the sources agree. #4 Nilla Lane has a perfect setup.
Draw 4, short distance.
Blistering speed. She's expected to get the lead, and she's won 10 of her 12 races in Sweden from that spot. If she gets the spet, she's going to be almost impossible to beat.
The main challenge comes from #6 Kuzmia.
The Nimzik guest? Yes. 3 straight wins. He's a good horse, no doubt. But she has to beat Nilla Lane from the outside over a short distance. That's a very tall order.
Any long shot hope here?
If you're looking for one, it's #1 Gudrid Face. She's improving, getting first-time barefoot behind. She'd need a perfect trip along the rail and for Nilla Lane to have a bad day, but she has the class.
Okay, on to our second potential banker.
Yeah.
The 85-7. A long-distance race with that weird Sportrappa draw.
Right, the bronze versus silver race, over 2,640 meters. This is a great strategic race.
And the sources have a fascinating insight here.
They do. The Sportrappa system gives the lower-class bronze horses the inside draws. So our top horse, #8 Jackpot Miras, a silver division horse, has draw 8.
Which is normally terrible.
But here, it's actually an advantage.
Wait, why would the inside horses just let him go? It's Jägersro. Doesn't everyone want the lead?
Not over this distance. It's a marathon, 2,640 meters. If a bronze horse burns all its energy fighting a superior silver horse for the lead, they're guaranteeing they finish last. They'll be exhausted.
So they make a tactical choice.
A tactical yield. They let Jackpot Mirrors go, they tuck in behind him, and they pray they can outsprint him in the final meters. The consensus is clear. He drives for the lead, he gets it easily, and he wins from there.
So if something goes wrong with that plan, who's the alternative?
You have to respect #12 Call Me Gleipner from the Reedon stable. Huge talent, but draw 12 is it's incredibly difficult. And maybe #3 Exploit Kronos, who will be looking for that perfect cover trip right behind the favorite.
Okay, finally, V85-8. If our two bankers hold up, this is where the jackpot could really explode.
The sources all agree this race is wide open. It all comes down to the early pace.
We've got two different types of favorites.
Exactly. You have #5 Parish Crooks VS, who is in amazing form, 2 straight wins, but he's moving up in class. A tough test.
And then the other one.
#10 Oliboko. He fits the class perfectly, and he'll love it if they go fast up front. He's a powerful closer.
And we know there's speed in the race, like the German guest. #8 Close Von Herten.
Oh yeah, he's very fast. He'll be pushing for the lead. Then you have to include #7 Orase Boko, who was heroic last time, and gets Urgen Kielstrom to drive.
A huge plus.
And don't forget the only mare, #9 Frencha Laxmi. She gets a great draw for a nice trip. This is a race where you just have to spread your bets if you're still in it for the big money.
Okay, let's wrap this up. The foundation of the whole deep dive seems to be two high-confidence consensus bankers.
#4 Elaine in V85-6 and #8 Jackpot Miras in V85-7. If you build your ticket around those two, the potential payout just skyrockets.
Assuming you can navigate the other messy races.
Precisely. But the ultimate difference maker, the race that decides if this jackpot pays out millions or tens of millions, it all comes down to the 2-year-old championship. V85-5.
The ultimate risk-reward gamble.
It is. #4 Reagan Boko is dominant at 51%, but it's a championship for inexperienced horses under huge pressure. So it leaves you with a really important question to ask yourself.
Which is?
Is staking half your budget on a 51% favorite in a race this volatile really the best strategy? Or does the true value lie in backing the high upside, low percentage long shots like #6 Pure Games, knowing that if an upset happens, it could trigger a payout that almost nobody else will have?
That is the critical decision for today. Good luck with your deep dive preparation, and may your long shots find the wire first.